Okay, YouTube, our new video today is not we, it's not my girlfriend, how I became transgender, or when I realized what set the motion in the ocean, all that jazz. So I'd say it was about 16 or 17 the first time I started looking into stuff. Now, the stuff I looked into wasn't technically transgender because I knew nothing about it at that time. I lived in Sackville, New Brunswick. It's a very small town, and that's East Coast Canada. And I went to the doctor because I don't even remember why I was there, but anyways, I asked my family doctor at the time if I could possibly get a hysterectomy to get rid of the girl stuff, periods, whatnot. I didn't want them. I was technically what at that time you'd call me gay, lesbian. So I already knew years ago I wasn't having babies. I didn't want any of that stuff. I wasn't a mom or anything. Nothing against people who are, just wasn't for me. And so I went to go ask about getting a hysterectomy. Absolutely not. She basically closed her book on me and said no. I was, like I said, 16 or 17 at the time. I said I didn't want babies. I kind of not argued with her, but kind of was a little persistent on it. And she said that I was too young to even have a hysterectomy. And even if I was 19 was too young for me, because if I wanted the chances of a babies and whatnot, I still kept on that I didn't want that. Didn't matter. She wasn't having it. And then my next one was, what about top surgery? Okay, gotta ask my girlfriend a question. If you were to classify my top area, how big would that be?
C.
So I'm a C cup. I don't know what in C's, but C. So I asked to get top surgery. I thought like you could get rid of your boobs and be like flat chested and that was it. No more boobs or whatever. Now, back then, and the fact that New Brunswick is still not covered by anything funding like that, the top surgery was absolutely no either. The only, what I found out that day was that you could have top surgery, but it has to be for females for free, to be like a back issue. I didn't have a back issue, and even if I did have top surgery, it would be like to take you down to the lowest comfortable setting. You'd still have boobs, so that wasn't for me. Sorry. Left it alone and continued on a few years down the road after that. The next time I went to go see a doctor, so 16, 17, right? And then I lived in Alberta at the time, in Alberta, and I went to see a doctor, and this time was, so we're getting to the story now. This time I actually had a dream. I know, right? Kind of weird. But I had a dream, and I woke up, and what my dream was that for some reason during this dream, I don't know if I woke up in my dream, so I'm still technically dreaming, but I looked at my chest in my dream. Like I turned around, woke up, looked in the mirror, and what I saw clearly was no shirt on, pants, but like no top area, no breast or anything like that. But I did have the scars in my dream, and immediately woke up, panicked probably, and then I didn't understand what the hell, right? Why do I have no top area? And at the same time, what baffled me was that I was smiling in my dream, so I didn't understand, like, did I have breast cancer? Did I have surgery? What the heck happened? Like, why would that be exciting for me, not knowing anything about anything? What was the deal? So I'm a little paranoid or panicky. So if anything is out of the ordinary, I immediately go to the doctor. Not saying if I have a little cough, I go to the doctor, but I was a little worried. So I scheduled a doctor's appointment in my town, and I went that following morning, and they asked me, why were you here to see a doctor? And I said I just had a few questions. So when the doctor came in, she asked what was wrong, and I said I had a dream, and she kind of chuckled, which was fine. Told her my dream, and she said, well, have you ever had, what is that thing? You get your boobs touched? The doctors?
Mammogram?
Have you ever had a mammogram? And I said no, and she goes, have you ever even touched your boobs or anything to see if there's anything wrong? And I said no, I don't touch them absolutely at all. They freak me out. No. So anyways, I had to lay down on the bed while the doctor you know, touched them, did whatever they do. And so she said, well, you seem to be fine, there's no lumps or anything, but maybe that was your dream, maybe you thought you had like breast cancer or something. So I was like, well, do I, don't I, is that a bad thing, will I know, 10,000 questions at once? No, you're fine. So I said, okay. So I went home. I was like, okay, well, that's just weird. Who wakes up with surgery and doesn't know why, right? So anyways, carried on with my life. Couple more years down the road from that, I went back to the doctor again. And this time I, again, was in for something way off. But just as I was about to leave the doctor, I was seeing some temp doc at the time. So I asked him, I said, just out of curiosity, if I was wanting to get chest surgery done, is that possible? And again, the doctor assumed chest surgery is in, you got back problems, you want to bring your chest down some sizes or whatnot to make you feel better. And I said, well, can you take them all? And he's like, no, you can't take them all. And he's like, that's not fully covered, that's a different process. And I said, what's the process, right? Like, no one's ever mentioned that you have other processes you can do. So it turns out, as I sit here like this with my head shaved, a ball cap on, a sweater, I don't really look feminine or whatever. And he asked, are you FTM? And I gave him like 3 heads looks, didn't understand what he was talking about. And I said, no, right? Weirdo. And he said, well, the reason why I'm asking, he goes, do you consider yourself female or do you consider yourself male? I said, well, I am female, but I like to appear male, right? And he said, well, from what I can gather of that, that's transgender, but I'm no doctor to talk about that. And I said, well, what's transgender, right? I've never heard of this. No one's ever brought me up to par, to speed. I assume you were not into guys, like, because years ago in high school, I dated a few guys. When it would get to the point where they expected to sleep with you or whatever, pretty much dumped them, moved on. Next guy want to sleep with you after so many months, or the relationship's going somewhere and didn't want to, dump them, move on. I did sleep with, I think, 2 or 3, right? One was my best friend years ago, and that was pure just to see, and I literally said to him, do you want to have sex or whatever a long time ago, because I want to know if it's meant for me. I think he laughed uncomfortably, wasn't sure. I think the whole time that we did, we were both laughing, and during that time it wasn't for me. I moved on to dating someone else, one of my friend's cousins, Laura, and her cousin, and wasn't for me either. Moved on, and then it was like, okay, well, clearly this isn't for me. So it was then dating women, and that was fine, and that was for me, which, like I said, some are for some people, some aren't for everybody. But anyway, so went to see a doctor. Like I said, the guy asked if you were FTM, transgender, started to talk about it, and I said, well, yeah, like, that sounds like me. This whole lesbian that you're kind of put into, or gay or whatever, just didn't fit me. I get that I dated women, but I didn't feel like a lesbian. I didn't feel like I was, female on female, so to speak, right? So that wasn't for me. But he's like, if you're really interested, I could set you up to see a psychiatrist, talk about it. Nothing's set in stone. It's just to basically have your knowledge and information in front of you, and someone talked about it. If you weren't into it, then carry on with your life. So I said, okay. Left the doctor's office. He sent me a referral letter to Edmonton to talk to someone. I knew I had to wait on a waiting list for 1.5 years, almost 2 years, because it's that busy, which was fine. It was closer than I was ever going to be, so 2 years to 5 years is better than 0 years. So we did that, and I went to see Dr. Warnicki in Edmonton years later. Did take a long time, and yeah, we started talking about my past, the dating times, people I've dated, from guys to girls, everything, and then come down to the transgender part. And to be honest, I've never felt more comfortable being transgender than being gay, being a lesbian. I'm sure lesbians feel the same way when they can finally come from straight to being a lesbian. You feel like you're comfortable in your own skin. That's the main thing. That's what I want. I'm tired of being uncomfortable. I'm tired of feeling like you're in the wrong body, right? Who wants to wake up one day and, you know, what you acknowledge is your clothes or your face or the mirror, but from here down is just not you, right? Who wants that? No one. So I moved on, carried on, and kept on going with the transgender, the doctors, the testosterone, and I still keep planning on keeping on. I don't care if I have to do it alone, which I don't have to because I have my girlfriend with me, and we're in the same boat 100%. This is what I want. My girlfriend plans on standing by me no matter what, and she's been the biggest supporter for me. I mean, before me and Gabby, I was with 2 other people. The first one I was with me during the transgender time, and we kind of had an argument over it, and I don't think it was really meant for her. And then my next one that I dated didn't even tell people that I was transgender or gay or anything. It was kind of, that's my friend. I was never told about being her, you know, girlfriend or boyfriend. It was, to everyone else, I was just her buddy. Meanwhile, we were together for a little over a year. But with Gabby, we were honest 100% the whole time. No matter what, I came out and told her every bit of part of my life, and she told me every bit of part of her life, and we're sticking it out to the end. That's it, right? I think when you find someone that you're meant to be with and to be in your life and is going to support you, you can't find that everywhere, right? Like, I'm very lucky to have that with Gabby. So yeah, that's my story being transgender. Some people have good stories, some people have bad. I have Gabby, I have my sister in my life, I have her kids too. She's got 4 boys and 1 new baby girl that I have in my life too, and I wouldn't change it. And that's my email. But no, I wouldn't change it for the world. Family means a lot, and if you have family or even blood or half blood, any blood in your life to support you, even a complete stranger that you don't know on the other side of the world, it means the world to people. To have positive feedback, to let people keep on going, keep on pushing, that's what you need, right? If you got negative people in your life, get rid of them, right? I mean, I've had to lose some friends in my life, I've had to lose family in my life, my own mother, my father, well, foster family, for being transgender, for coming out being gay and not being open and told that to hide it from their family. I'm done hiding, right? I'm done keeping shit a secret. You don't want to be a part of my life, I don't want to be a part of yours, right? I'm in this for my life, my future, and that's what I'm here for, and I'm gonna keep on keeping on. But yeah, keep the support in your system. If you don't got that, start looking for it. And if you can't find anyone to support you online or in your life or whatever, then come find me and I will be there, right? I mean, I'm not online every time, but if you need someone to talk to, I'm a great person to talk to. I'll make a video for you. If I can't talk to you about something because it's a little awkward for me, I kind of get a little awkward, me and my girlfriend will talk to you. If you need someone in your corner anytime, come find me. I might be the one person in the world that will stand by you, but I'll always be there, right? And I hope that the same goes for you guys, right? If I need someone at the end of the day or whatever, and just someone to be positive, be positive. That's all we can do for each other. But other than that, it's kind of getting a little touchy with me, so I'm gonna exit. But other than that, transgender, be supportive, let people know, even if you're not into it, even if you don't understand it, don't block someone's happiness. Why you wouldn't want someone blocking yours, so don't block anyone else's. Other than that, peace, love, YouTube, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you are, thank you. And I think my sister just recently subscribed to my channel. That's amazing. Other than that, shout out to my sister Rachel in New Brunswick and her 5 kids, and to her boyfriend Jason for also, I believe, watching me, if he is. Shout out to you guys, to my family in the East Coast. I love you guys. Bye. And I love Gabby too.